Hi friends, my name is Phöenix Lazare and I'm here to talk to you today about songwriting and diving deep into your inspiration. So I'll start by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm a singer-songwriter from the west coast of Canada. I've been a musician for as long as I can remember and started taking it seriously when I was around 15, studying songwriting and performing arts. I went on to graduate from Berklee College of Music with a degree in songwriting. I have been performing and recording and releasing music under my name Phöenix Lazare since 2012, and I have been living in Boston and in Nashville and here in my home in British Columbia. So, with all of that behind us, I want to talk to you today about how important it is to dive into your inspiration when it comes to songwriting. Whether you are a new songwriter, you're just picking up the craft, or you're an experienced songwriter, we underestimate how important it is to trust your inspiration and your intuition when it comes to songwriting. So, what defines inspiration? I'll give you a few dictionary definitions. Here. Essentially, it is an unexpected, creative moment. It always feels natural. We all know that feeling where you feel inspired and it's like you don't have to force it. So, that's why I'm here today, to tell you to lean into your inspiration. I don't believe that inspiration can be forced, but that being said, I speak from experience when I say there are tips and tricks that you can use to encourage inspiration to be present with you in a moment when you're trying to be creative. Now, I can also speak from experience in saying that falling out of love with the craft of songwriting often comes with trying to force inspiration too much. So just be careful, it's a fine line. Trust yourself when you're going a bit too far. So that being said, I just wanted to give you a few tricks that you can use to encourage inspiration and to dive deep into what creatively fuels your fire as a songwriter. Number 1, be unafraid and accepting of the path that your inspiration takes you on. Now, this one is really important, especially for songwriters that are just starting out. You need to allow yourself to create freely without boundaries. This is when you're going to create your most raw and authentic music. Number 2, now I do this one all the time, and that is listen to your favorite music, or more importantly, music that you wish you had created or want to create. I do this all the time when I'm feeling uninspired. I listen to my favorite music. Sometimes it comes unexpectedly when I'm listening to a favorite song. I hear something in the song that I want to recreate, and it motivates me to write. We all have musical influences, and we need to allow ourselves to pull from those influences. Number 3, this is also a huge one for me. This is how my journey in songwriting began, and it is doing creative writes. So if you're feeling uninspired or if you want to write, start with doing a creative write. So set a timer for 5 minutes and allow yourself to write anything and everything that comes to mind. Important though, focus on your senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. So give yourself a prompt. Let's say it's an airport or a coffee maker. Anything you want. Set yourself a prompt or get somebody to give you a prompt is also a great one, and write freely for 5 minutes. After you're done, I like to underline my favorite parts. Sometimes you can take those lines and create a song section. This is a really good exercise to get those creative juices flowing. Number 4, pick up an instrument. So whether that's an instrument that you're fluent on and feel comfortable with, or it's an instrument you've never picked up before, allow yourself to explore and just sit with your inspiration and see what happens. Number 5, this one is a bit vulnerable, but be honest with yourself. How are you feeling? This always helps me to encourage lyrical and musical content. Allow your music to reflect your emotions at the time. If I'm at a loss for what to write, I often find the best way is to be honest with myself. How am I feeling? What am I doing? What am I thinking about the most? Start there. And number 6, this one is also really important. Find a place where you feel comfortable. Sit yourself in an environment that you feel like you can freely create and express yourself, whether that's walking into the forest, sitting on a log and bringing a journal, or sitting on your bed and lighting a candle. Oftentimes it's being alone, making sure that you feel you have the space to freely create. I find sometimes I can't write depending on the environment that I'm in. So make sure that you allow yourself that space that's comfortable wherever it may be. We're all different. So those are just a few things that you can keep in mind when you're trying to dive deep headfirst into your inspiration. I really can't stress enough how important it is to develop a relationship with your inspiration. We all need to learn and continue to educate ourselves on tools that we can use to enhance the quality of our writing and gain experience in the field, but your inspiration is what your work is going to be standing on. Your inspiration is the foundation of your songwriting. It is where it all starts, where it all begins. So really nurture and foster your relationship with your inspiration, trust your inspiration, and trust your intuition. Thank you for watching. As always, leave any comments below or any questions. I will link in the description to a blog post on Lazare Music Academy that outlines all of what I discussed today if you want to check it out. Thank you. This video is supported by Creative BC in the province of British Columbia.